what is happening? Wow, this is wild. This is wild because I got so many people from so many different spots and circles in my life kind of converging on this. I got people from elementary school, from high school, from college, and post-college. And for those of you who are just kind of tuning in to figure out what this is all about, my name is Tony Laurent. I am a personal trainer, I'm a group trainer, and I specialize, one of my specialties is correctional exercise or pain relief. I got a couple other ones, but that's one of my favorites. I also teach some fundamental boxing. But this is where I excel in making you guys, you former athletes, you people who just have desk jobs and you haven't moved much in the last few years. So now you get all this stiffness in all these major joints, all right? And, you know, just you weekend warriors like to get out and do it every now and again, just to keep things tight. So my area of expertise is major joints, all right? And I also do feet. So I do a lot of feet correction, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, and neck. And I can even go down to your low back. And all this stuff's connected. So if you have one problem in one area, it's probably going all over the place. Let's talk about shoulders for now. Normally I don't start with shoulders. Normally I start with the feet. But today we're gonna move slowly. I'm gonna give you a couple bits, all right? First thing you gotta do is you gotta get some tools, all right? The tools that you gotta get are something like these, all right? And these are not the only ones. These are gonna be used, because I know you guys. You guys haven't done any rolling, I don't know how long. Many of you have never rolled, and those of you who do roll, you roll for a minute or two right before the gym, and then you start going right into it, all right? Now you have to spend time prepping your body, preparing your muscles for what they're about to go into. If you don't, guess what you're gonna do? Yes, you're gonna further your injuries, all right? So let's get out of this cycle of doing things that make our bodies get tighter and more painful, all right? A lot of you guys have some old injuries and you said, I guess I'm old. You chalked it up to age. That ain't true, okay? I'm a former everything. Well, now I didn't play football, but I played a lot of different sports. I got 2 surgically repaired shoulders, all right? And knowing what I know now, I may have opted out on going and get those surgeries. But for you guys who have some shoulder pain, I got Nicole out there, I heard you. You told me you have frozen shoulder. Your issues are a lot deeper than this, okay? We can still work with that. We can get you to some mobility in your shoulder. And KB, Kyle, it's for you too, man. Thanks for your information. All right, here's how I use these. Here's how you're gonna use these. This is an Accu mobility ball. That's the brand, Accu Mobility. You can get them on Amazon. Same with this. There's a trigger point ball. Doesn't matter though. The brands are irrelevant. Just what they do is more crucial. This is just a regular roller, okay? Let's start with the most surface area. So we'll start with the roller. Here's how you use the roller, specifically for your shoulder, okay? I'm gonna put this right in this area right here. I'm going to apply as much pressure as my body can withstand right there. Now I'm going to try to find a spot that's sensitive. Oh, found one, what do you know? On that spot, I raise my body off the floor and I just try to dig into that spot as much as I can. And now, oh yeah. Whew. Yeah, I did some shoulder work yesterday, so it's a little sore and a little tight. This is what's going to relieve you, okay? On this, keep that pressure. Keep your hips off the floor. You're pinning your shoulder blade in one place, all right? Here's why you want to do that. Watch what I do with my arm. I'm pinning my shoulder blade down, and now I'm mobilizing my arm. That's making that spot really stretch. I'm stretching those muscles. The shoulder blade is not moving like it normally would. It would normally do this. Right now, it's just doing this, and that means the muscles are having to stretch and elongate around that, all right? So that's a bigger one. Put that one to the side. Let's go smaller, okay? Tiny, but it still rolls. So I can roll around on this one and hunt out for spots. Okay, I'll find a different spot. Yep, oh, Ooh, found it. Okay, cool. Here we go. You gotta do this. You gotta unglue all these muscles. All my Atlanta people, you guys know about spaghetti junction? All right, spaghetti junction, that's what you got in your shoulder. You got like 20 something muscles that go in this area and attach to your scapula. That means there's a whole lot of stuff in a real tight environment. It's kind of crisscrossing like this. So it happens over time. Those things have knots in them and they even get stuck to each other. So what I'm trying to do right now is mobilize them to unglue them, to make them be able to do this. Because right now some of them are moving like this. And when they move like that, joints get stuck. Nicole, that's what's going on in your shoulder. You got some frozen shoulder. A lot of that's what's going on in there. So you have all these muscles that are supposed to move in rhythm with each other. They're supposed to kind of move harmoniously with each other. Yours ain't moving because they're all stuck together. This is the Accu mobility ball. It's 1/2 ball and 1/2 of a flat object. So this thing is, whoo-hoo! This thing will wake you up in the morning. All right, I'm finding a very specific spot on these muscles, my lats, right now. I'm trying to dig into my lat. And I'll tell you why soon. Ah! Here, watch this too. Watch what I do with my pelvis, okay? I'm not here. I'm actually tucked. My pelvis is tucked. Now that really stretches this whole thing out. Again, I'm pinning down that scapula and I'm making these muscles have to do some stretching. I'm having these things elongate. They don't want to because they've been pinned together and tight for a few hours now after that workout. All right, cool. Now, we just did some rolling. We're not gonna stretch yet. I don't want you guys to do any static stretching yet. You don't stretch a cold muscle, you don't stretch a muscle before you work it out. You don't want them to be long because a long muscle is a weakened muscle. You want to do your static stretching after your session's over because you've been doing all this in your session. You've been shortening and shortening and shortening and shortening. After the muscles have been worked out and your session's done, you want to get them stretched to that healthy resting length. If you don't, that's when you start getting all those pains. So all my guys who are out there doing bench press all day, bench, yeah, gotta get these pecs up. Bench, yeah. Your anterior deltoid is on fire, all right? So here's what you guys need to do before I go moving on to some movements. Kyle, this is for you. KB, take your ball. I don't care what ball or your roller or whatever. You're gonna put it right here between the attachment of your arm and your torso. You're right between that little junction. There's a real small muscle in there that's powerful and tight as hell called the pec minor. You want to dig in and try to free that thing up because it's highly active. And the reason it's highly active is because most people, they use it unwittingly. It's more of a breathing muscle, but they use it in their regular lives. And when you use that muscle in your regular life, it gets really tight and it pulls your shoulder down. It holds your body, holds your arm in place. So it keeps on pulling it down. And every time you want to go above head, it keeps on pulling you in. And that's where you feel all that pain, all right? That's your pec minor. Then you want to get the pec major, the big one, right? So the way your pec major is set up is it has attachments that go from your sternum, that bone in your chest, that attaches right here. And they also attach on your clavicle, your collarbone right here. So you want to make sure that you're digging in, focusing on those areas. You want to pin those areas down and stretch the hell out of them. Again, pin them and make these things hold in place while you're elongating the muscles. Okay? Go all up and down that sternum for those tendons, the attachments, muscles attached by a tendon, by the way. Okay? I'm going quickly here. But again, if I do the whole thing, I go here, 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 and across the collarbone. Okay, now we stretched out this too. Then you get into the belly of the muscle. You just go right into the belly of the muscle. Dig in, try to find those spots that might be tight. Unfortunately, because I've really been digging into my pec major lately, So I've reduced most of that tightness and most of those trigger points. All right, now, after that's done, you're gonna start doing some things that'll open up your chest, open up your pecs, open up your shoulders. Here's my favorite one to start off with. You're gonna start on the floor, and eventually down the road, when you get strong enough to do these, you'll be doing them against the wall. But here's your motion, okay? All right, these are called floor angels. I'm gonna just take my legs out of the frame. Okay, I'm trying to keep everything flat against here. This arm is still a work in progress, but it's a lot better than it was, that's for darn sure. I'm trying to keep everything flat against the floor, okay? Here's the motion. From here, take this, low back, tilt it, boom. So you can slightly bend your knees, but keep that low back against the floor. And then your head, tuck it down, chin tucked into your neck. Here's the floor angel, okay? You want to do 15 of these, all right? 15 of these. After you've done 15 floor angels, keeping your forearm, your elbows, and your hands as close to the floor as you can get them. And you're going to go into these. You're going to start up here, put your hands all the way back to the floor, touch here, hands all the way back to the floor, touch here, okay? All right, this is called horizontal abduction. You're trying to really open up all of this stuff. You're gonna go 15 here, and then that's one set. And then you're gonna rewind and go right back to this for another 15. Okay, this will be enough. You'll start to sweat, trust me on this one. Then back here again for 15. Okay, you're gonna do 3 or 4 rounds of that. That's your opening. Okay. Now your shoulders are starting to work in the proper technique. You have your arms back, because normally if I had you guys doing this stuff standing up, I promise you, you'll be here doing this, and that's closing off your shoulders and your pecs. All right? This is starting point. You guys do this. Check in with me. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know how those 4 sets went. All right? And tomorrow, we'll add on to this, but I need to hear from you guys. Let me know what happened, all right? Again, I love you, and I'm glad you guys are really taking this seriously now. Way to go. So proud of you guys. Talk soon.